So the United States is no stranger to seizing products and goods. We do this all the time with money, weapons, drugs, cars, homes, boats, and so much more. But things are getting even crazier now. U.S. Customs and Border Protection, they are now seizing eggs. Yeah, you heard me right. They are seizing eggs. These are the chicken-laying eggs. These are what they are seizing now. These are not golden eggs, okay? This is not a Fabergé egg, okay? There's not drugs inside of these eggs. These are just plain eggs you can crack open to make scrambled eggs or whatever you want. Bake a cake, whatever. Now, the reason why U.S. Customs and Border Patrol agents are now seizing them is actually pretty simple. It's because uncooked eggs are not allowed to be brought in from Mexico into the United States. But let me just explain how many people have attempted to do this. Just from November 1st to January 17th, U.S. field offices in San Diego, Tucson, Laredo, and El Paso have seized more than 2,002 bunches. This is just from November 1st to January 17th. Keep in mind that these are just the amount of bunches that they have seized, not how many eggs they have attempted to bring into the country. Now, according to one estimate, the average person is bringing back anywhere from 60 to 150 eggs. So that would equate to roughly 120 to 300,000 eggs in just that short amount of time. Now you're probably wondering, why are people doing this? Does it make sense? Well, here's the reason why. First, most people are getting caught with eggs and they don't realize that they're doing anything wrong. They don't realize that they can't come back into the United States with uncooked eggs. That's the first problem. The second problem is, and the main reason, egg prices are getting so expensive here in the United States that people are traveling from nearby border towns to go and buy them in Mexico. Because in Mexico, they're a whole lot cheaper. For example, based on my research and comments here in the community, people are saying that egg prices in Mexico are roughly 5 to 7 cents each. Whereas in some places here in the United States, they're anywhere from 60 to 80 cents each in some cases. Now, I did hear from a handful of people, and they said in San Jose, California, egg prices are about $5.99 a dozen. In Scottsdale, Arizona, they're about $5.49. In Burlington, Washington, about $4.99. And in Buffalo, New York, about $4.49 a dozen as well. But let me know, where are you from and what does it cost for a dozen eggs in your city? Now, prices obviously are much higher here in the US, and as a result, people are going to attempt to save a little bit of money, and if they're headed to Mexico anyway, they might as well try to bring them back. Because again, they don't know you can't bring them. So, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol are telling the American people, don't try to bring eggs because they're going to take them. Okay, simple as that. Now, why is this really happening? This is something that I want to address because, again, this is a major problem. Reports are indicating that in 2022 alone, more than 43 million egg-laying hens died simply due to the bird flu. However, and this is true, this is not a fabrication, this is not a lie. More than 43 million egg-laying hens did die. Okay, but that brings up the question: why are we not seeing the prices of chicken go up as high as eggs? Well, according to numbers from farmers, they're saying that the numbers don't add up. They're entirely different. Now, I did find somebody that works for a large farm. I'm not going to say where because this is supposed to be kept private. But, and if you know anybody that works at a farm like this, or you've heard the same story, let me know. But she told me that employees were getting bonuses. Now, they're getting bonuses because, number one, they're making the company so much more money this past year. Number two, it's almost a bonus to just keep quiet. But she said the company didn't see any losses of hens, but they still rose their prices by more than 30%. Now, I can tell you right now, over the past year, wages have not gone up by 30%. Okay, we haven't seen feed go up by 30%. There's a lot of things here that could increase the price, but she is saying that no, the prices have increased by more than 30%, or the profit has increased by more than 30%. That's crazy, because now we're going up. We're going to keep going up and up and up, whether it's profit margins and prices, everything's going up, but their costs, the cost basis is still staying the same. That's interesting. Now, again, I'm not going to say where she works. I'm not going to say her name. I'm not even going to say the state, honestly. But let me know if anybody's heard something like that, because this is the second time I've heard something very similar to this, but this just confirms what I heard before is actually true. So I think that's very interesting that the U.S. government is now seizing eggs simply because they're so expensive here in the U.S. But again, what are we supposed to do? If you are a low-income earner and you make, let's say $1,000 to $1,500 a month, it's going to be very difficult for you to spend $5 to $7 on a dozen eggs. In most cases, you'll just eat something else. But again, a lot of people love eggs. Eggs are used all the time, especially for baking. So if you do any baking, chances are you're going to have to buy an egg at some point. But that's what we know at this time. As always, as I know more, I promise, I'll come back on and share all latest news and updates. Again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.